Hi, this is Wayne with Bassador Woodworking. Today we're going to build a birdhouse. Specifically, we're going to recreate this birdhouse. This birdhouse was at a family friend's house when they purchased the house, and I guess it had been a gift from the neighbor to the former owners of the house, and my friend thought it would be a good idea to recreate it and have it basically brand new at their house. So we're going to try to recreate this as close as possible to the original. I have my base measurements. It looks like it's 5.5 by 7.25 is the base box, and then I just need to cut the angles for the roof, and this should be a very easy build. The most involved part will be recreating the little step here. Oh, spider right there. And using the scroll saw to create these overhangs here. I forget what they're called. Whatever. I'm going to use this piece of oak to make the entire birdhouse. It's more than enough wood to do it. I'll need to plane it down and resaw it a little bit to get my 1/2 and 1/4 inch stock out of it. But I don't want to use a plywood for this. And when I went to the Home Depot near me and the Lowe's near me, they didn't have any cedar that was worth buying. It was all knots, and it would have been hell to get it to work for this. I'm not even sure I would have been able to plane it without tearing it apart. So oak it is, and then we'll just finish it with some boiled linseed oil, and we'll seal it nice so that it will survive outdoors. The way the wood works out, it makes sense for me to cut the roof first. So I ripped the whole board down to 8 3/4. That's the length of each side of the roof. I'm now gonna cross cut this down to just over 4.5 inches, and that will give me the width of the roof. And I'll resaw this in half, and that will give me both sides of the roof. I'm cutting it a little bit over, that way I can inch back down to my final dimensions. Those resawed really well. I didn't get it exactly in half, but all of this stuff is gonna have to run through the planer anyway, so I'll just even them out then. Now I'm going to cut the front and the back. So those are gonna be 6.5 by 5.5, and then I'll have to taper it. So I'm gonna cut that and then do the same process, resaw this one down, and then we'll be good. This one will be harder to resaw because I don't think I get 5.5 inches of resaw height on the table saw, so I might need to cut it as much as I can on the table saw and then take it over to the bandsaw and finish it off. The last piece I need to cut is the base, which is 6.5 by 5.5. I have plenty of wood left over. I will not resaw this one. I'll just plane this one down because I don't need 2 pieces from it. Yeah. So I have all my pieces cut. I still have to cut the trim and stuff like that, but that will be easy to do after. I'd rather do that off of real measurements instead of off of the one I'm trying to duplicate, because no matter how careful I am, I can end up a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch off in some parts. So now I just need to mark where to start my taper. I'm going to just taper them both to center. I can then drill my hole. There's a hole in the front of this one, as well as a little cubby thing in the back that I'm going to try to recreate. I don't think this hole was there originally. I think a bird pecked its way through, but I'll give it a little bit of an entrance and an exit on both sides. So, yeah. Now it's time to cut the angles on the front and back. I'm going to use my miter saw for that. I think this is actually the first time I've used the miter saw on this channel. It's just a little 10-inch Ryobi miter saw. I don't do a whole lot that I need a miter saw for. I usually cut bevels on the table saw, or I have 2 radial arm saws that can do it. But this one is just small little things. I don't want to go through the trouble of adjusting the radial arm saw. So we'll use this. We are almost ready to assemble now. I have the holes cut in both the front and the back. Now I just want to make this little ledge prior to doing the rough assembly, because it'll be hard to get my nail gun in to tack that in. So I'm gonna, without measuring essentially, try to recreate that best I can with just a scrap piece of the oak. It's just about time to assemble. I'm going to glue and pin my little ledge, which I think came out kind of nice, right there. It's a little bit thicker than the original, but I think the original used to be thicker and it just kind of shrunk up. The proportions on this look about right. Then I'm going to tack this all together with some glue, and then I can do what I think is probably going to be the most tedious part of this, and that's this little design stuff here. So once that's all together, I'll do those last. This is where we are so far. Now I just need to recreate the weird little design on the top there. I still can't think of the name of it. Okay, it's done. I just need to now do a final sanding, and then to finish it with some boiled linseed oil, and then I'll hit it with 1 coat of oil-based polyurethane, and that will seal this thing against the elements. I think it came out actually very close to what the original was. My hole's a little bit high, and my decorative piece there is way worse than this one, but I'm overall happy with it. So now let's just get to sanding this with some 220 and then some oil-based some boiled linseed oil and some oil-based polyurethane. And there it is. I'm very happy with how it turned out. It's not perfect, but it's close enough that you can instantly tell that they're supposed to be the same birdhouse. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to keep up to date with new projects as they are released. And until next time, thank you.